Hey Space Sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Agenda, and this is my Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper. In the last episode, we got started, made our way through the tutorial on the first day, and we're just about to wake up from our first night's sleep.
Okay, we're now starving. Gotcha. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you're gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It's a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It's an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It's a system, a map, and a territory, all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently as if it were a small child. Somehow it's pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Alright, we do have both physical and... Okay, so we can only roll 3 dice now because we're fading. But one of them was a good dice, so we'll need to use that correctly. We really need food. That's pretty urgent. These are ticking. That's ticking. Dragos' debt is ticking, so we want to help with that. I don't see any new locations unlocked, so it's just a matter of using these dice. We really need food. I'm guessing here is where we can probably find food. You know what, this would be very good if we used it at Dragos' place, so I'm going to use this and just make sure we find food. Okay, local knowledge plus plus, that is, I guess, maximum local knowledge. I'm guessing it doesn't go past that. Yes, so new drive discovered. What would that be? Build a ship mind. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mind core. Is that needed for, like, a ship? Okay, so we discovered the other two. Oh yeah, the main thing went away entirely. Now we just have the 3 things that exist here, I guess. Ort Exchange and okay, a street food vendor. Fantastic. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. This guy's pretty jacked for a street vendor. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Approach, I guess. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. It's a pretty, well, okay, it's a cyberpunk world and a high-tech one because it's actually in space. But you rarely see it from the perspective of... It sounds like we're effectively an android. Like, we have a fully synthetic body, but like a human mind uploaded into us or something. I guess that makes us an android. But it's a fully human mind originally, so it's interesting. Eventually it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Emphis speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. Oh, thank you, Emphis. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner's like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers. Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. Is this guy a therapist as well as a street vendor? He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time, then, sleeper. It waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. Okay, I see them. Not sure what they mean, but they must be important. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Oh yes, also, obvious point, we're in a synthetic body, but apparently we need food and water. Which is, I mean, is interesting, basically. I don't know what else to say about it. Raises a lot of questions about how this tech works, essentially. New drive. We got 4 of them now. Build a ship mind. Get to know Emphas. Well, that is just a matter of eating at his stall, which we're clearly going to have to do. That gave us 3 condition, I think, so that is nice. Yeah, okay, 15 cryo per meal. That's not too bad. Emphasis spiced fungus is one of the few things potent enough to stimulate your limited taste sensors. It is incredible stuff. Emphas doesn't trust easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Fungus fan once we've bought 4 fungus. I mean, that seems almost inevitable unless we find another restaurant, basically. Other than that, okay, well, let's go check out the Ort Exchange. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. So, the Ort Exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down, and sell off, and you are happy to supply it. I would need a scrap component, which I don't have, but that's just repeatable, not even a real, like, roll for it action, just an action. And then, play the exchange. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin, so you can make profit here by just trading. We don't have a specific skill for that, so it's sort of... I imagine we would lose money if we went for that, so... Noted as a possibility. There's nothing new, yeah. Okay, so we're good up there for now. So then that... We could try to explore the rotunda. We have a decent, I mean, it should be fine. But we should get some work done, I think. What are our chances of a good outcome here? Not bad. Tell you what, let's put our good one in. Let's start out here. Okay, ++ yard hand and 5 cryo. You shadow a shipbuilder who's impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the shift. Okay, so this is gonna have to be, like, it's gonna take a while to really get him in at the shipyard, but if we can get it to 8, then maybe there's a job for us here, potentially, or something. But it's not very good pay in the meantime. Now, Dragos' yard. Hopefully that will go well. We can also try to explore the rotunda, but I think we'd better try to progress Dragos' yard. It's the best I can do with this. Ooh, minus energy. Well, we'll be okay, but 10 cryo, and we didn't advance that, so that's a problem. After hours of careful slicing and separation, you uncovered little more than layer after layer of worthless scrap. This is going nowhere. I mean, to be fair, between those two actions, we made enough to pay for our food, but I gather that our medicine is going to cost a lot more. How much does this go down? 1 tick per day? But so we got like 3, maybe 4 cycles before we're down to 2 dice, and at that point we're in big trouble, you'd think. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It's clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, cachets of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle, dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. Before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. That insistent urging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out, away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Oh, that's important information. I don't know how we just objectively learned that. It's just the machine equivalent of a prophetic dream, but, well, okay, we could say basically that even if subconsciously we've figured out enough communications inside the station to know that they sent a message or something. But that probably means we need to get out of here because a company bounty hunter is chasing us or something. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Well, we always knew that. Okay, someone out there is trying... Oh, we only have 8 cycles. Okay, that is not a long time. We won't even be dead yet by then. It was 1, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got about 10, maybe 11 cycles before we're dead from that. We are also starving again. Oh, something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the Eye button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Oh, a new map layer. Look at that. It's got a lot of stuff, actually. It's got more icons than the main map layer. Alright, start from the bottom. Havenage, gate H4. This gate keeps traffic out of the Havenage shipyard's internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. I do not have it. Okay. Havenage agent. A Havenage member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but to unlock them you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. Oh, that's interesting. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in interface, you'll be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Okay, well see, this is a convenient use for a dice that's not great otherwise, so that's good to keep in mind. We will come back to that, but we gotta explore our options first, but that's important. Keynote 0102. The data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? And what collapse? Okay, that one is also a 2-dicer, so that's handy. Keynote 0831. A lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. We can't match that one, but noted. Solheim Gate S7. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. Yeah, what is that? The Solheim cipher, we don't have that either. Keynote 4693. This node is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure broken long ago by hackers. Can't match that input either. Havenage agent again. Okay, well there's one down below too. Okay. Keynote 9426. This node pulses faintly as it mines cryo at a glacial pace, abandoned by the hacker that repurposed it. So that one probably will just give us money. Which we need. Yataghan agent. Some gang enforcers' implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. Okay, most likely we try to break one of the, we try to break this Havenage agent's comms, but, let's go back to the main layer first. Shipyard, container, Dragos' yard. Oh, that's the, we're being chased thing, I think. There's gonna be a ship there eventually. Next cycle, that'll be that. Okay, so we need to pay for food. Forget what was here. We need scrap here. That feels gettable, but wonder if I could use. We should try to explore the rotunda. Let's get some good work done first. This is a 100% success. Let's do it. We rolled well on these dice. Ah, ++ for back in business and 15 cryo, so that's our day's pay. Beneath the pockmarked holes, you find hidden containers, alloy plating, and wire bundles thick as your arm, preserved in their trunking. Nice. Okay, so that will buy us some food for the day. Let's order some fungus. ++ energy and plus fungus fan. Hell yeah, plus fungus fan. Okay. And then we're going to use the big one to not screw up. Well, I don't want to get on anybody's watch list, so we don't want to screw up exploring the rotunda. Okay, ++ for Dock Watcher. You systematically work your way through the busy passageways, noting some locations of interest as you do. Ah, and that gets us 2 new locations. The Overlook Bar and the Stranded Mercenary Ankita. Okay, and then there's gonna be one more, but we'll have to come back for that. What's up with you, Ankita? Hey you, wanna earn a chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure. Across the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, alright? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Anyone else? She shrugs. What can I say? My temper's a little short lately. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn that chit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way, and she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's for the ambergris, that cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is I'm short 1 ship mine with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do? I don't know, got a ship mind tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. Well, I'm an engineer, so actually that's good for me. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergrease's outer lock and then turns back. Who names their ship ambergrease, though? That's the thing whales throw up, isn't it? Check this. Yes, it absolutely is. Fascinating. Okay, well, just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. Okay, another place we can potentially work to... oh, that's... Okay, well, we've got engineer as well. Yeah. So... ship shape and grounded. Oh, so we've got to be careful here. I see. This is an 8-cycle counter for fixing it. This is a 6-cycle counter for breaking it beyond repair. If I was good at interfacing, I could rewire drones to fix it, but I'm not. As it is, as an engineer, I have a good chance, but I would not want to risk causing this one to go up, so you gotta use pretty good die on that. There doesn't seem to be a clear-cut time limit, though. And I assume we need to get a ship mind from the Ort place, but we need scrap to sell if we're going to do that. We're not actually getting scrap from our scrapyard type of duties, just cryo, which is good, to be fair. I mean, we need cryo as well. Alright, let's go into the virtual world, and let's hack this one agent down here. Plus Havenage data. Okay. I don't really know what I'd do with that, to be fair, but we've got it. This required a Havenage cipher, right? That's not the same? No. It's probably worth something to someone, though, right? I don't know who right now, but I'm sure to someone, yes. Maybe it's just good to collect in general, even. Right, so, build a ship mind, fix the ambergrease, get to know Emphis, repay Dragos, survive. Alright, the quests are piling up fast. Alright, let's sleep again, and then, let's see. This timer will be finished, and we can figure out how expensive it's gonna be to not die. I'm gonna assume pretty expensive. But obviously, for gameplay reasons, affordable, but pretty expensive. Might be 50, maybe 100 per dose or something. If it's more than that, then we need to find new ways to make money. Right, we also only have, there's a hunter on the way in 7 days' time. Pretty good dice rolls. We can use the wand somewhere in the virtual world, I think. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. What? Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Okay, do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erland said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. You pass together into the main walkway. Havenage, we're all one dysfunctional family. Fang puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though, don't worry. I'm with systems. Havenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the Eye. Depending who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erland's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity, and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. glances around. But this is not the place for it. Oh, is this guy gonna buy the data that I steal? Because I was just talking about how I don't have anything to do with it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright, his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Okay. So maybe we can sell data to him. Otherwise, let's see. We've got 2 good places to... Oh, I didn't even look at the overlook bar. I'll check that in a second. Yeah, we gotta talk to Sabine. Before we end up spending any money, let's talk to Sabine. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yataghan. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case then, huh? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. It's interesting, actually. That almost implies... well... the critical ethical question here, then, is whether they could design it without this. And they pretty heavily implied that they could, from what everybody so far has said. But if they couldn't, it would change the ethics quite a bit. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Oh, so it's massively unethical then. Gotcha. No, they literally built, like, planned, straight up, like, kill switch into us. Passcodes? In very basic terms, yes. They sigh. Look, what matters here is the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer's genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I'll start with a small dose to limit the risk. Well, don't have much choice. I think you're right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What the hell happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yataghan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you're gonna have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're gonna need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. I assume the gang came by and made some serious demands while I was unconscious. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Okay, how much does a dose cost? 100. Oh, but that restored us to 100% stable. So we'll get 5 die next time, and we've got a couple of cycles before we even go below that, so we need to just pay for it as regularly as possible. We can probably afford to let ourselves get into 4 die territory. I don't want to drop to 3 again, but it just depends. I mean, 100 is expensive. But on average with 5 die, if we can make probably... On average with 5 die, we should easily be able to make 30 plus a day from the yard and the shipyard. And that would put us pretty comfortably over the line, even with also paying for food. So we're not in a desperately bad situation there, at least. Alright, other than that...
Thanks for watching, Space Sailors. Hope you enjoyed. New episodes will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like or subscribing. And have a nice day, Space Sailors. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.